of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we have our board president, Sharon Kinley, our vice president, Dr. Patricia Miller, our treasurer, Carl Gilmore, secretary, Crystal Andel, and our two trustees, Vicki Knight and Jason Petz. For the staff, I'm Julie Millibeck, the library director. Our assistant director, Lisa Patness, is at the door. We have Debbie Maxwell, our recording secretary and the administrative assistant, and then Laura Bautista in the back, who is our staff accountant, and our favorite member of the public filming our proceedings, Vicki Polito. Also for our interested parties, Graham Harwood from CCS, who is our owner's representative, and Eric Penny from Nagel Hartray, whose letter of engagement for their architectural services is on our agenda today. And
we have a gallery, and we would like each of you to stand and introduce yourselves, please. I'm Carla Kramer.
Hello, I am Abigail Wood.
I'm Casey Straits. I'm Cindy Hala.
I'm Alex Valdivia. I'm Nate Marston.
And we are assuming you're all from Plainfield North government class. And when is this due?
Next week.
Okay. We welcome you and hope that you learned something tonight from this meeting. Okay, public comment. Any of our publics? Anything to say? Anything from the board? I'd like to.
Were any of you involved in the homework assignment that some of us received?
Oh, the request for information.
Yeah.
Request for, you know, about our positions and what we do as board members and.
It looks like no.
Well, I know that our teachers just wanted us to write a paragraph, like explaining what you guys do, and kind of like the similar thing, but it was more like open, free verse kind of thing.
Well, we had all gotten emails saying that they wanted information, and we got it on Wednesday evening, and it was due Friday morning. And
that was the second request for information.
Yeah,
the first group requested it like that Friday, like before the week.
oh, I didn't get that.
Oh.
So it was very interesting because I don't know that they received much information on that short turnaround. So.
Outside of that, I mean, so far the open houses, I've done both open houses Tuesday and today, and they've been very enlightening. Especially for me, the outdoor space with the public is very engaged with that concept, which I was not expecting out of all the things we have on the wall. So it's been good so far. I hope everybody can get a chance to come out to our open house tomorrow and on Saturday.
they're just drop in, come on by, tell us what you'd like out of 21st century library services.
It was a nice steady stream of people, so we had a chance to talk with them.
At the Rotary meeting, I think you had provided some
Yeah.
of these flyers.
No,
for,
I gave them to you.
Well,
yeah.
for Jerry. Well,
yeah, for Jerry.
Well, Jerry gave a presentation. He did a very nice job with whatever he was most impressed with about his passion about the library.
Yeah,
and then gave everyone more than one to please pass them out.
That's great.
So I think certainly that was a wonderful kind of warm presentation.
Yes.
The other thing I was going to mention,
Unsolicited.
I went to Big Brothers Big Sisters bowling fundraiser on Sunday, and at this point I just want to be sure everyone knows that we want more feedback about the library, so I think it gives us opportunities to talk with people and to be out there in the community.
Anyone else?
Did you see the reporter? You sure did. I said, I think it's wonderful that in the Illinois Library Association magazine, this month it just came, there is a recognition for programming. It says Keep Calm and Read On by the Plainfield Public Library District. So it is recognized as one of the special ways in which our staff has provided some wonderful ideas.
And we know that.
Yes, we do. We are very fortunate to have such a wonderful staff.
Anything else? Okay. On our consent agenda, we will be receiving those, the consent agendas from March 18th, the regular board meeting, March 18th, the executive session, and April 7th, the special board meeting. And so we will, those have already been that's a consent agenda item, so we don't have to approve those. We do need to approve the bills and bills payable, and a total of $258,970.61. Any questions about that list?
I don't have any questions, actually. I want to thank Laura for the session that we had last time explaining this. It was a lot
Yes.
easier to go through this time.
It really was. It really makes a difference when you know what you're doing, huh?
Yes.
So thank you.
And a question, the money that we're getting from state, it didn't arrive yet, but when would that be coming?
No, it
Is it, we
did.
we get
Yes.
email saying that
Money
it's
in the
back?
bank.
Yes.
Yep.
It is in the bank.
The Illinois Public Library per capita grant for FY16 this year was actually received and deposited. The check cleared. So it was great. It's one of the few years it's been fully funded at $1.25 per capita. So go Secretary of State Jesse White, who has managed to do that 2 years in a row now.
And as Kip said, get it in the bank as soon as you get it.
Done.
So, I would
Oh, I will
motion to fill.
move approval of the bills paid and bills payables in the amount of $258,970.61.
Second to that?
Second.
Moved and seconded, that's a roll call vote.
Sharon?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Vicky?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Crystal? Yes. Carl?
Yes.
And for you out there, the agenda is up on the screen if you want to follow along. Committee reports, the committee of the whole, we have received for filing the committee of the whole, and that was Laura's presentation on March 18th. And I would like to have one change in this agenda to appoint the personnel committee person so that we can think about setting a meeting date. And Crystal, would you do that? Would you be on that personnel committee? Would you be on the personnel committee in Gretchen's place?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Delighted.
Good. So we do need to set that personnel committee meeting, and Pat, as the chair, would you like to speak to that?
I was wondering whether a Wednesday evening, just the week before our next board meeting, would that be a date that would be available? It would be the 13th. Since I know you're not available during the day unless it was a weekend, and I don't.
Well, there's some Friday days in the afternoon.
Okay.
What's the date again?
I was looking at the 13th.
Monday,
No, that's a Wednesday.
only wrong month. May 13th?
Yes. That gives everyone ample opportunity to make sure that all the materials are received. And
Sure.
Is that okay with you, Carl? Because you're on.
Oh, you know what, the 13th I can't, I'm sorry, I just switched my work schedule. And I'm working that evening for the person that I job share with.
well, can you give me an idea? Is there another day, evening that week that maybe we can entertain?
I could do Monday or Tuesday instead.
Or I'm available those days, or Friday afternoon, the 15th.
I could do that.
Do you prefer an afternoon rather than an evening?
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's
would.
fine, yeah.
Sharon?
I mean, I can
That's
do it,
fine
but I
with
don't
me.
have
That's all right
anything
with
filled
me.
up on that
Friday
day yet.
afternoon?
Is this the one that I can actually miss because you're in initial discussions of my evaluation? Because I do have a Pinnacle governing board in
Yeah, and I
Shorewood
just
that
noticed that I
afternoon.
probably wouldn't be back in time because I have to get my own to that. So go back to an evening again.
All right.
Can be Monday or Tuesday. So either one, do you want to do Monday?
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Let's do Tuesday then,
I
yeah.
Okay,
cannot do Tuesday.
Tuesday, and what time is good?
I
Like
will not be able to.
6:30,
She can't be
7?
here the 12th.
Oh, you can't be here.
But that's
But you don't have
okay,
to
you
be.
can do it without
Right.
me.
Pardon?
You can do it without me.
Well, I'm certain that at this point, we probably would not need you for this particular meeting.
Right.
So I think that would be fine.
What time is best for you?
It's best for you because you're coming from
Yeah, right from work at 6:30.
6:37?
Is 7 better?
Give you a little leeway, it doesn't matter to me.
6:30 is fine, because I come straight from work here. Otherwise, I go home and.
You would never get out of the house.
Okay,
Well,
we'll
I
do it
fall
on the
something down
12th.
then.
You get stuck behind a train.
Right.
6:30,
Tuesday,
5/12.
May 12th. Okay. Thank you. And I want to, if we put the next little note into all of the trustees, please, to check if you need your sheet, it's on the site. But I think if you just email it to me or mail it to me or whichever, that would be fine. If you have it in a sealed envelope, prefer if you're at the library here, you could leave it, I presume, with Deb, and then I can pick them up from Deb.
And that's by the 30th, right?
Well,
Or obviously earlier is better, but.
No, actually, I mean, even if it was just the week before the meeting, I just want to get them kind of
Okay.
organized, et cetera. So I want to give you ample opportunity to do the best job you want to do on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt. And thank you, Crystal, and thank you, Carl.
You bet.
Right. And now Julie, whew. It's been a
heck of a month. So we did our second interviews with the architectural firms. We have our letter of engagement for Nagel Hartray. We're really looking forward to getting started on the formal process. Some of the things that we need to contemplate right away are getting a meeting among our group of consultants to talk about timeline and start getting some things on the books as far as when we're going to need to meet, where our hard and fast deadlines are. The board also needs to consider a bond underwriter, what finance company you might want to work with and what process you may want to use. Now that process does not have to be the full professional services selection process such as we went through to select an architect, because it does not fall under that local government selection act that puts out quite the large process. I also am looking for some guidance on basically the nod to include John Charaska from every library. I got the sense from everyone from our last special meeting that that was something you did want to do. That being the case, we would include him in that planning timeline meeting to be sure that we have all of our various services involved so that we all know what those deadlines are from the very beginning.
Can we stop right there and just see if that's agreeable with everyone?
I am agreed to that, yes. I think that his input will be very helpful.
All nods all around on every library?
Just so that
Got it.
we at least acknowledge that.
A lot of this is just on the agenda as regular portions of the agenda. Couple of things to be aware of. We would like to recognize Joanne Larson for her 15 years of service. She did receive her service award. Unfortunately, Joanne is on a medical leave of absence at the moment, so we're hoping that she is feeling better and back with us very soon. We also have some furniture and shelving changes that are going to be going on out there in the public areas over the next couple of weeks, so watch for those. Some fairly significant changes. One of the most significant is going to be, we will be moving the last low level, it's the 3.5-foot height shelf to the front. It will be used for Blu-ray movies and for the book sale. That is being done to expand shelving for our Blu-ray DVDs, which have basically outgrown their entire area, and to where they used to be will help alleviate overcrowding in the regular DVD section. And that will also allow us to remove the armchairs from the corners where they are currently hampering our ADA accessibility. There are on both ends of the stacks areas of the library, we do have an armchair placed in the corners of each of those, and they are technically impeding our ADA accessibility in those final aisles. So those will be moving out when the shelving is moved toward the front. So watch for all of those changes. And we have we've done a little bit of reorganization in youth services. Kristen, one of our youth services librarians, went from part-time to full-time as we lost one of our youth services assistants, and we just kind of reallocated. We eliminated an on-call librarian position in favor of increasing the hours for Kristen and changing some hours and staffing within that department. We are currently looking for a maintenance assistant and a human resources administrator. Sanja has been great, and we're really going to miss her, but we're hoping to find someone excellent. Lisa and I will begin the first interviews for human resources assistants next week.
All right. Any questions of Julie's report?
Do we do we make the final payment to the digital sign people? Because I've noticed that this
No.
digital sign is saying new things now.
Yes, it is. Oh, and actually, I should speak to that. We were able to get Michelle Peterson, our head of circulation, was able to attend the weekly training that they put on with a completely different trainer than the one that Lisa had, who turned out to be way better. And Michelle Peterson was then able to go and do some of the things that Lisa was unclear on how we could. And Deb, everyone who sat in on the initial training was just flummoxed by this software and how it functioned because the training was so poor. And we have given them that feedback. We are holding the final payment until we feel that we have gotten sufficient response. There's a couple of small things that they're also working on with.
Because we had discussed that the last time, the last meeting, and when I was walking, I noticed that it says other things than just thanking the Women's League of Joliet, which is important to thank them, but maybe not for 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. And Michelle has figured out how to add animations and how to change things out more and how to schedule things, which is something they completely left out of their initial training. So, yay.
Making progress.
Progress.
Anything else?
And then do we remove the ordinance sign?
Well, that's an action
Oh, that's
item.
your
Is that an
next,
action
that's an
item?
action item.
Sharon.
Getting ahead of myself.
4.
So as trustee attendance, Chris and I are going to that bond class Friday. Is there anything that we need to be aware of besides everything?
Well, we're expecting that you'll come back and tell us everything about
Pretty
it.
much covered if you were
Well,
aware of
that's,
everything.
okay, that is one specific underwriter and their take on how the process should go. One of the things to bear in mind is there are different ways to do your citizens referendum committee and to structure a referendum campaign. So look for the things you like, what resonates with you, what you want to do, what are your good takeaways, yeah.
There's no sell on this, is there?
Oh, there's always a
Oh, yeah.
Very
hard
definite.
sell.
Don't buy anything, don't sell the library.
Don't sell the library, that's the number
Don't
one.
sign anything.
Okay. And now, is there anything else? All right. We can move to unfinished business, the weather mitigation, Mayor Parker.
That was at the very end of your supplementary packet.
Right.
The staple pin, yes.
There we go. It's easier to find that.
Agreement to furnish professional design services. I think that they did a great job in laying out the tasks, the things that we talked about, what the deliverables are, as well as what may cost a little bit extra if we decide to add them, such as interior 3D modeling would be an additional cost. And the bottom line dollar amount, like you guys, is actually slightly less than the amount originally quoted in the initial interviews.
Possible surprise.
Any questions about the letter of engagement?
About
No,
any of the
I agree, I
services
thought that it
included?
really laid out just about anything we could ask for.
Yeah.
That was great.
So a motion to accept the letter of engagement from legal
I move
architects.
that we accept the letter.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, and that's a roll call.
Pat?
Yes.
Vicky?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Crystal? Carl?
Yes.
Sharon?
Yes, that motion carries.
Well, we appreciate it very much.
We're official.
We got a good feeling during our interviews. We think this is a good group to work with. We look forward to getting going.
And the feeling is being shown.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Anything else under that? Any questions? The new business, the personnel committee appointment has been done. We do need to, I do need to set a nominating committee meeting. It's our 2-year rotation and for officers of the board. And I would ask if Pat would be on that committee, and if Crystal, I'm not picking on you, Crystal. If you would be on that committee. Is that agreeing? Agreed? Crystal, say yes, please. We're all big.
Yes.
We're all okay. And so we will need to set that meeting also.
Now, it's the three of us, Pat,
Yeah.
you and myself.
Mhm. And we can invite Julie in if we want to. Yeah, thanks. Pardon me?
Or I could duck out.
Okay. All right, so, and we will have to set a date for that. Reach down here and
Find that schedule again.
find that schedule again. If we can do that before the main meeting, we can present that slate then to the board at that meeting, if that's possible. And I do not have a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday during the day available at all. However, I have some evenings available. And our meeting's the 20th. Crystal, Pat, anything that you see that jumps up at you?
I don't know.
Well, now, it was you that couldn't come the 15th in the afternoon, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was
I
not.
like it would be late afternoon.
Like
More like
what's
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Friday the 15th, Crystal, is that?
I can do that.
I
Or I
should-
can also do the first. Friday, the first in the afternoon.
Let's try the 15th.
3, 4, doesn't matter to me. Whatever works
What's
you
better for
guys.
you, Julie?
Probably more like 3:30.
3:30? Okay, we can do that. You'll be back from the doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, library, you're filling up my calendar.
We can do that.
So this
And
is,
we will let you know if that will be in my office or in
okay. Thank
a small
you.
meeting room or what.
Thank you both for agreeing to be on that committee. That's up. And digital sign policy, that's on page 26. Take a look at that. I guess it is on page 26.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
No, it is
So
short.
then, during the supplemental
Old,
packet,
old,
flip back.
old
There
page
it is.
26, not new page 26.
Yes.
New.
There, now you'll find it.
Now I'll find it. Yes,
There it is.
There it is.
Digital sign policy, it's very long. No, it's not.
Lisa, do you want to speak to that, the reason for this policy coming up? And
Well, we have a sign out front.
yes.
And we've been contacted already by several businesses who would like to be able to advertise. And we just simply aren't really capable time-wise and organization-wise. We're still trying to get our feet wet on getting the information up on the sign. And we want to be really clear that, that we're not able to do that.
And I appreciate your taking this step and getting this policy.
We want to focus on the
together.
library and organizations that we work with and the friends and make sure that that stuff gets,
Yeah.
gets on the
Because
sign.
the list was getting longer,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So-
Yes.
So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you leave
Absolutely.
one group out, then
Yep.
That is exactly why we kept the scope
And
pretty
that's
narrow.
precisely why that's a,
Yes.
and if we put this on as a part of the facilities policy, then it's right on the website, it's somewhere where we can point to it as people ask, they may find it on their own,
Well, but it also doesn't eliminate the possibility that we could thank
Some-
someone
some,
for
absolutely.
a major sponsorship of a
Absolutely.
reading program,
Yeah.
because that's coming from us then,
Exactly.
that's not
It's a
their
direct
event.
flag.
Exactly.
I think that this
Right.
is,
Right, so yeah,
Yeah.
I like the way that this is laid out.
Yeah.
they just don't want the insurance companies on there, and the
Oh,
banks
right.
on there. and
Right.
Yeah,
all that kind of
exactly.
crazy stuff.
just because we have the best location in
We
town.
have a great location. Can't see that.
And now we have a beautiful sign, thank you Juliet Women's Club and the foundation for coming.
Especially now the traffic is backing up due to the 30 construction. People sit there for quite a while, and really get to read that sign.
Even from across the street.
Yes, coming northbound as well.
So, I will entertain a motion to, accept the digital sign policy as written,
So moved.
That,
and that is, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposing, and those abstaining, that motion carries. Okay, back to the right set of numbers here. And, the request for reconsideration of materials, staff review committee, I hope you've all had the chance to read that response from Lisa and Michelle Rubel, and to me, it made sense.
Good job.
Yes, and the objection to the DVD was that it included violent torture, and the request for what they would like the library to do about it was to put a sticker of caution on the movie. The movie itself is an Academy Award nominee from 2013 for Best Foreign Language Film. It also was a selection or received prizes at the Cannes Film Festival, New York Film Festival, and Toronto International Film Festival. And so it was a highly regarded and well-reviewed movie. And you will see that the recommendation from the committee is to retain it without additional labeling. If you do have a look at the DVD itself, I believe it's a little bit kind of
Self-explanatory.
self-evident. It is not rated because it is a foreign film. However, it does,
It has a warning in the
it,
corner.
it has a little warning in the corner, and if you, the front cover, in case you can't see it from the back of the room, is a gentleman pointing a gun at another gentleman, and if you turn it over, there are soldiers holding guns and the man with the typical police stance. So, yeah, it was pretty self-explanatory.
It was full of torture.
I mean, is
It
that
actually
something
really
we
wasn't.
typically do?
It really
Put
wasn't?
sticker-
There was very
stickers
little.
on?
Very,
It,
no worse than any TV show on network television. It's much more a love story than a torture story. It's actually a wonderful movie.
Which again is clear from the cover. Screams love story.
It does.
It really is, it's a Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it's kind of a Romeo and Juliet kind of story, and
Set in the Gaza Strip.
ironically, our two staff members who volunteered to review the material are both foreign film fans, and both really enjoyed the movie.
So,
No, subtitle,
Yeah.
but there was an English.
so a motion to accept their recommendation.
Motion to accept the recommendation for.
The recommendation
The committee
is not,
recommend- yeah,
is
committee